Hi writers! I'm Melissa Hollingsworth, the author of The 11th Trade, and today I want to talk about the covers of traditionally published books. I am obsessed with covers. In fact, I love covers so much that I like to collect every edition of Pride and Prejudice I come across that has a new and interesting design. Case in point: Original Edition, Barnes & Noble Edition, Cool Woodcut Edition, Penguin Classics Edition, Graphic Novel Edition. We don't talk about the Marvel version, it's terrible. Flipback Edition. Well, I'm bragging anyway. 1906 Edition. But even before I started my obsessive Pride and Prejudice collection, I began a Pinterest board where I pin all of the covers that really speak to me. I highly recommend doing this, by the way. It can be a useful way to begin putting a design to your personal author aesthetic, and also a way for you to get familiar with the covers that are popular in your genre. So I'm collecting Pride and Prejudice covers, I've got my Pinterest board. I encounter a writer's worst nightmare. An author friend receives her debut book cover and doesn't like it. But I remember gathering around her computer with my friends to give her a second opinion and try to boost her spirits. And we were all at a loss for words. It was just bad. Book covers are massively important. A beautiful cover can make a book and set the tone. Consider the original cover for the US edition of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's fairly typical, kind of forgettable. The UK cover displayed the iconic assassin design from the beginning, and though Sarah J. Maas has said that the design of the character on the UK cover isn't exactly canon, I think most people would agree that the US original cover says girl in a love triangle, maybe adventure, and the UK cover has always said, holy crap, what is going on? This is a hardcore protagonist assassin. So what can authors who are signed with traditional publishers do about their covers? How much control do you really have or not have? Let's say you've sold your book. You're waist deep in revisions, and suddenly the editor sends you the first draft of your cover. For my debut, The 11th Trade, this came in the form of sketches. Roaring Brook, which is my US publisher, sent one rough sketch of their concept, while my UK publisher, Piccadilly Press, sent me a few different ones to kind of choose from. On my UK cover, I had a little more say in the design. I helped pick out the little pattern along the edge, and I even got them to add the customs house to the Boston skyline, because my aunt, who's from Boston, had complained about how all of the skyscrapers have kind of started blocking off the customs house. So, creative liberties. So if everything goes swimmingly, you'll exchange some thoughts and opinions with your editor, who will relay it to marketing, and they might relay it to whoever your illustrator is. It'll get the stamp of approval and be cleared for printing. Huzzah! But what if the cover comes and you don't like it? The first rule of thumb in all things publishing is this: be a pleasure to work with. Especially in children's literature, the publishing world is very, very small. I don't know about you, but I always wanted to be known for my flexibility, generosity, and hard work. Another thing about working with people on covers, authors are not graphic designers. This is why you can often spot a self-published book from a million miles away. This is by no means universal, but sometimes authors can tend to lack the resources or skills to produce the same quality cover that a marketing team can produce. And there are, of course, a million thousand exceptions to this. But the point is, you probably haven't spent the majority of your adult life and education figuring out what needs to be on a book cover. So at the end of the day, be prepared to defer to them. Okay, so those disclaimers aside, you should absolutely, positively tell your publisher if you think the cover draft might not be a good fit for your book. You can also talk to your agent about this. If your agent agrees with your reservations, then something's probably needing tweaking at least. So in presenting your feelings about this cover that you maybe think needs improvement, you can offer your own ideas using covers that you like. This is where that Pinterest collection can come in real handy. Bonus points if these designs come from your publisher's own imprint. So if I was taking a design to Piccadilly Press, I might try to find one I like that already exists in their brand. Ask if it's possible to get a design that's more like these. The weight that your opinion holds on the cover might depend on a couple of different factors: your level of fame and your areas of expertise. The author of The Raven Boys practically designs her own covers at this point, but she is 1, super famous, and 2, really good at pinpointing what her fans like to see. But you, as a normal or debut author, won't have quite that much power. You hardly have any power, to be honest. And if your publisher won't budge, it's up to you to make peace with it. However, I will say that it is in your publisher's best interest to have you be excited about your cover. Authors promote the heck out of covers they love. When I first got my shipment of UK editions of the 11th Trade, I had a literal photo shoot with them. I couldn't wait to plaster that cover everywhere. And have a look at the cover from my second book, The Invisible Boy. I love this cover. Roaring Brook in the US did an amazing job on this. I have obviously ordered a massive print of it. It's my phone lock screen right now. Promoting it isn't something I have to remind myself to do. I just do it automatically because I'm so excited. The publisher should want to please their author, but at the end of the day, the author has to live with whatever the publisher decides. This whole scenario gets even further removed if you've sold translation rights to other publishers in other countries. Of the 6 translations that I've sold, not counting America or England, I have seen all of the cover designs, but they aren't all public yet as of this filming. 3 of them use the American design for their cover and the unique title in the native language instead of the 11th Trade, obviously. But some markets require different covers, and I love seeing what they come up with. This German cover is one of my favorites, but it's worth noting that I was shown this as a courtesy more than anything when it was in the drafting phase. The only thing that I asked if they wanted to change was originally this rhubarb at the bottom, which represents the main goal the character's going after, was the same size and style as all the other illustrations of traded items. So I asked if maybe they might want to make it more prominent or something to show that it's different. And they ended up scaling it up a bit to kind of clarify that. But my 2 cents is always just that, just a gentle suggestion. I love all of my covers, but even if I didn't, it would be unprofessional for me to pitch a fit. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or things to add, please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like. And if you want more content like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, keep writing.